Now, the Subway Final Word.
I guess it's just like, it was like 4 of them, and it was hitting me so hard.
That's Ricky Vasquez, who says he was beaten up in a Miami nightclub early Saturday morning by Steelers All-Pro center Maurkice Pouncey and his twin brother Mike. Good evening, I'm Albie Oxenrider. Welcome to the Subway Final Word, the show that invites you, the fans, into the conversation. And let's get started, as we do every week, by introducing you to tonight's 3 panelists. The afternoon host at 105.9, the X, Mr. Mark Madden, still high off that World Cup. Rob Rossi in the middle of our big screen, the Pens writer for the Tribune Review and also from Trib Total Media. On the right side, it's Mr. Kevin Gorman. Hi, Kevin.
How you doing?
Want to make sure we're all there, and let's get right into it. Accusations against Maurkice Pouncey. No charges, but the police report has not been released yet, maybe tomorrow. How concerned should the Steelers be about the accusations leveled against Pouncey? Mark Madden, start us off.
Well, Albie, I'm just grateful Maurkice Pouncey didn't get hurt. I'm happy he's not out for the season. And it sounds to me like Pouncey and his brother weren't directly involved in this fight. And I think when charges are laid, they will not be levied against either Pouncey brother. But the fact remains, with these Pounceys, it's always something. If it's not the stupid Hernandez hats, they're getting in fights at parties or at parties where fights occur. In this case, more accurately, I don't care that the Steelers have thugs, but let's stop pretending that Maurkice Pouncey isn't one. We hear he's a good guy. I've seen almost no evidence of that in the time he's been in Pittsburgh. But I do have a message for him, Albie. Maurkice Pouncey, you have rights. Better call Saul.
Kevin Gorman.
Mark isn't maybe dressed to represent Maurkice Pouncey, but he certainly can make a good case for him. But I think I'm going to echo what he said, is that, you know, this is a guy who a lot of people think is a good guy, but there seems to be a pattern developing here with Maurkice Pouncey either being in trouble or being connected to people who are in trouble. And we go back to Chris Rainey and assaulting a woman when he was with the Steelers, somebody that Maurkice Pouncey and his brother Mike were both very close with. Their connection to the Hernandez case and now this case with Vasquez, I think they should stay away with it from anybody whose name ends in an EZ, just for good measure.
Rob Rossi, Maurkice Pouncey has not been charged with anything. When the police report comes out, he might not be in that police report and may not have been involved with this fight. But should the Steelers be concerned that he was there and in this situation?
Absolutely, Albie. And it's because of his past actions, the distasteful actions that he's had, that this is as big a story as it is. Had this been his first transgression, it probably isn't as big a deal. But we're talking about it a second day after, because the rap, at least publicly, on Maurkice Pouncey is that he's somewhat of a problem child, albeit a very talented one. And for an offseason that has been, for the most part, drama-free, given all the changes they've made for the Steelers, at least in the lead-up to what will be a pretty significant training camp in the Mike Tomlin era, the last thing you want is a franchise-caliber player, and when you pay him as much as you have, he's certainly that, to be involved in something like this, even if it's on the peripheral.
All right.
Hold it. I want to look on the bright side, fellas. Nobody got stabbed.
A reminder, keep the comments coming. You can find us on Twitter at WPXI Final Word, on Facebook at The Final Word. And Bill's commenting about Pouncey. He says, quote, "Time to grow up, Maurkice. Steelers should have a chat with him." Thanks for
yeah, he'll take that seriously.
that comment. Major League Baseball, headed for the All-Star break. The Pirates finished the first half 3.5 games out of first place, but they're in 4th place. Topic 2, what has surprised you most about the Pirates season, good or bad? Kevin Gorman, what do you think?
Well, when you look at the starting pitching, that's the thing that's really caught my eyes. That if you would have said before the season that the Pirates were going to lose A.J. Burnett, they weren't going to have Jeff Locke for a good period of time, and they were going to lose starts from both Garrett Cole and Francisco Liriano, and those guys weren't going to be, some of those guys weren't going to perform like last year. You would have thought this would be a team that would be in last place, a team that would be really struggling. And I think the performances of guys like Brandon Compton and Jeff Locke when he's come back, and Vance Worley, and most notably Edinson Volquez, are guys that have carried this Pirates team to a winning record and to still be in playoff contention. We're talking about a wild card, but if this is a team, if they'd played better against teams within their division outside of the Chicago Cubs, we could be talking talking about a team that could be heading into the All-Star break in first place.
Rob, good or bad? Biggest surprise?
Mine is both sides of the coin. It's Neil Walker. I'm not surprised he's doing what he's done. I'm surprised, I guess because I'm an idiot, that this issue of him being a long-term Pittsburgh Pirate, a Pittsburgh Pirate for life, is still an issue. It seems to me we are headed to an inevitable divorce at some point between Walker and the Pirates. A homegrown star should be an all-star this year. The fact that we've reached the all-star break and they've made more contract offers to Gregory Polanco than to one of the best second basemen in baseball is absolutely, positively, without doubt, inexcusable.
Homegrown product. Very, very good point. Mark?
Yo, Rob, he may be homegrown, he may be all-star caliber, but he ain't a Huntington guy. That's the problem. The biggest surprise for me, without a doubt, Edinson Volquez. These last 4 starts have been of Cy Young caliber. Now, that's an awful short sample, but that's 4 more Cy Young caliber starts than I thought Edinson Volquez was capable of for his entire career. The real hero, with guys like Volquez, Locke, Compton, Worley, pitching coach Ray Searage. If there's one guy the Pirates need to sign up, and quick, to a long-term contract, it's their pitching coach. If you're a reclamation project and you're a pitcher, better call Searage.
Pirates back in action Friday against the Rockies at PNC Park. Sidney Crosby revealed a wrist injury. Should the NHL be more forthcoming about injuries? Venom929 says yes. The fans that pay player salaries deserve to know why the Stars are not performing up to expectations. Back with more of the Subway Final Word right after this.